It all began with a sudden, loud knock on the door, and my heart skipped a beat because I wasn't expecting anyone and the house was unusually quiet. "Caleb, where are you?" Annie Beth's voice echoed from the living room, sending chills through me. I knew something was wrong. "I am Tyler, and this is the story of how one moment of curiosity almost disrupted two families." I grew up in a small, lively town in Nera, and my family lived right next door to Caleb's family. Our mothers, Annie Fiona, my mom, and Annie Beth's mom, were best friends who did everything together, from cooking and chatting to helping each other with daily chores. Caleb and I were like siblings. We were both 9 years old and spent every waking moment together, playing outside, running around the yard, and inventing silly games. But everything changed the day Caleb got a phone. One day, he told his mom he needed a phone for homework, and although Annie Beth said, "You're still too young," she loved making him happy because he was her only child. The next Saturday, she surprised him with a new phone. I was there when she handed it to him. "Caleb, you've been a good boy," she said with a smile. "But remember to use this wisely." His face lit up with excitement. And although I felt a little jealous, I was still happy for him because we were best friends. At first, we used the phone to play games and watch cartoons, laughing at funny videos and sharing snacks on the floor, and everything felt harmless. But one day, Caleb found something different on his phone, a new app with lots of videos. "Look at this," he whispered, showing me the screen, which displayed a bright, colorful picture labeled for people over 18. "What's that?" I asked, curious. "I don't know," Caleb said with a grin. "Let's watch and find out." We locked his room door and played the video. It felt strange and confusing, but it also felt like a secret. We promised not to tell anyone. Over the next few weeks, we watched more and more videos whenever our moms went out, sneaking into his room and locking the door. It became our secret, but it slowly changed us. We stopped playing outside, laughed less, and spent all our time on the phone without wanting our moms to know. One afternoon, we heard Auntie Beth come home early. "Caleb, Tyler!" she called. Caleb quickly turned off the phone and unlocked the door. But it was too late. She walked in and saw the phone on the bed. "What's this?" she asked sharply as she picked it up. She checked the history, and her face turned pale. "Caleb, what have you been watching?" I started crying, and everything came spilling out. She called my mom, and soon both families were in the living room. "How did this happen?" my mom asked in shock. Instead of taking the phone away, they scolded us and warned us never to do it again. I thought we were safe, but things got worse. Caleb and I couldn't stop watching the videos, becoming even sneakier, leaving the door slightly open so no one would suspect anything, and setting an alarm to stop before our moms came home. One day, Caleb showed me a scene from a video. "What do you think they mean by this?" he asked. "I don't know," I replied uneasily. "Maybe we can try it," he suggested. "What if it's dangerous?" I asked, scared. "It's just pretending. No one will know," he insisted. That afternoon, while our moms were out shopping, we decided to try what we had seen. We went to the bathroom, thinking it would be easier to hide, but just as we were about to act it out, we heard voices. "Caleb, Tyler!" Our moms were back early. Panic shot through us. We tried to hide the phone, but they walked in and saw everything. "What are you doing?" my mom shouted, shocked. They grabbed the phone and checked the history, their faces filled with anger and disbelief. Suddenly, my mom clutched her chest and collapsed. She had fainted. At the hospital, I sat quietly, shaking with fear. She was treated and stabilized, but the disappointment in her eyes hurt more than anything. Back home, both families were in turmoil. Our moms blamed themselves for giving us too much freedom. They called a family meeting and invited uncles, aunties, and even the pastor. The pastor said technology isn't the problem, but it must be guided. Children are curious, and we must help them understand that curiosity. Our moms apologized to each other and promised to be more involved in our lives. They took away the phone and set strict rules for technology. Caleb and I spent the next few weeks grounded, feeling guilty and ashamed, but our parents supported us as we slowly recovered. Months later, we all went to the park for a picnic. As Caleb and I played, I realized how much we had learned. Our parents had forgiven us, but we knew we had to earn their trust again. That day became a new beginning for both families, a reminder that love and guidance can help us grow, even after making mistakes.